If you're watching this video right now, your future self collapsed this timeline to deliver a message. I know that sounds insane, but in 1935, Einstein discovered something he called spooky action at a distance, proof that particles separated by millions of miles can communicate instantaneously. No signal, no delay, just instant connection. Your consciousness works the same way. You've been seeing 1111 222 444. You think of someone, they text you. A song plays with lyrics that answer your exact question, and you've been calling these coincidences. But what if I told you these are quantum entanglements becoming visible? What if every synchronicity is your future self, the version of you that already made the right choice, sending breadcrumbs back through time to guide you toward that timeline? Here's what you're going to learn in this video. First, the science. Why your heart generates an electromagnetic field 5,000 times stronger than your brain, and how this field receives information from the quantum field before it happens in physical reality. Second, the practice. How to clear your biofield so you stop missing 90% of the signs the universe is sending. Third, the protocol. How to ask the universe a specific question and receive an undeniable answer within 48 hours. But here's the warning, this video is activational. You might receive a synchronicity while watching this. Your body might tingle, emotions might surface. That's not random. That's your system recognizing truth. So if you're ready to stop feeling lost and start feeling guided, let's decode the language the universe has been speaking to you your entire life. Before we continue, I need to warn you, this content is activational. As you watch this video, you may experience tingling in your hands or feet, sudden emotional releases, or an overwhelming urge to take action on something you've been avoiding. You might even receive a synchronicity while watching this. A text, a call, a memory surfacing. That's not random. That's your system recognizing truth. That's your higher self saying, yes, finally, this is what I've been waiting for. Trust what you feel in your body more than what you think in your mind. Let's begin the journey from randomness to recognition, from chaos to cosmic communication. For the last several years, I've been diving deep into the intersection between quantum physics, neuroscience, and the ancient understanding of universal intelligence. Not as a mystic disconnected from reality, but as someone searching for truth, whether it's found in physics laboratories or in thousand-year-old wisdom traditions. And here's what I've discovered. The universe isn't random. It never was. What we call synchronicities are actually quantum entanglements between your consciousness and the field of infinite possibilities. They're measurable, they're predictable, and once you understand the mechanism, you can literally tune yourself to receive guidance on demand. But here's the revolutionary part that most spiritual teachers won't tell you, and most scientists refuse to acknowledge. Consciousness isn't a product of matter. Consciousness is the matter. Your awareness isn't generated by your brain. Your brain is a receiver for consciousness, like a radio tuning into a station that's always broadcasting. And synchronicities, they're how the universe talks back to you when you're tuned to the right frequency. Today, you're going to receive the complete map. Part 1, the science of meaningful coincidence. Why Carl Jung was right, and quantum physics proves it. We're going to explore the actual physics of how your observation collapses probability waves into synchronistic events. You'll understand why Einstein called quantum entanglement spooky action at a distance, and how your consciousness is entangled with every person, place, and possibility you've ever encountered. Part 2, the heart's electromagnetic language, how your biofield transmits and receives cosmic signals. You'll discover that your heart generates an electromagnetic field 5,000 times stronger than your brain, and this field extends up to 3 feet outside your body. When you're in coherence, this field becomes an antenna capable of receiving information from the quantum field before it even manifests in physical reality. Part 3, decoding the universe's alphabet, numbers, patterns, and synchronistic symbols explained. We're going to break down exactly what repeating numbers mean, why certain animals or symbols keep appearing, and how to distinguish between true guidance and your mind playing pattern recognition games. Part 4. The frequency factor. Why some people see signs everywhere and others see nothing. You'll learn the precise energetic states that make you visible to synchronistic guidance, and why trauma, anxiety, and low coherence literally blind you to the universe's communication. Part 5. Practical synchronicity protocol. How to ask, receive, and act on cosmic guidance. This is where theory becomes technology. You're getting step-by-step practices to clear your biofield, raise your coherence, ask clear questions to the universe, and recognize the answer even when it comes in unexpected forms. Part 6. Natural magic integration. Working with lunar cycles, elemental intelligence, and Earth's electromagnetic field, you'll discover how to align your synchronicity practice with natural rhythms that amplify your receptivity. The moon isn't just a rock in space, it's a gravitational force that affects water, and you're 70% water. When you work with these forces, synchronicities become effortless. Prepare yourself, because what you're about to learn will challenge everything you thought you knew about chance, fate, and free will. Let's begin. 1935. Albert Einstein publishes what he thinks will be the death blow to quantum mechanics. He writes a paper with Boris Podolsky and Nathan Rosen, now known as the EPR paradox, trying to prove that quantum mechanics is incomplete, that there must be hidden variables we're missing. The problem? They discovered something deeply unsettling about reality. They found that if you create two particles that interact and then separate them, even by millions of miles, when you measure one particle, the other particle instantly responds. Not through any signal, not through any force we can detect, just instant correlation. Einstein called it spukhafte Fernwirkung, spooky action at a distance. He hated it. He spent the rest of his life trying to prove it wrong because it violated everything we thought we knew about how the universe works. But here's what happened. In 1982, physicist Alain Aspect conducted experiments that proved quantum entanglement is real. Particles separated by kilometers responded to each other instantaneously. Not faster than light, instantaneous, as if distance doesn't exist at the quantum level. The scientific community had to accept what Einstein couldn't. The universe isn't made of separate, independent objects. It's a web of interconnected relationships where everything affects everything else. And here's the question that changes everything. If particles can be quantum entangled, if your consciousness is made of quantum processes, if your thoughts generate measurable electromagnetic fields that interact with other fields, why wouldn't your consciousness be entangled with every person, place, and possibility you've ever encountered? When you think of someone and they text you seconds later, that's not telepathy in the mystical sense. That's quantum entanglement in the scientific sense. Your consciousness and theirs share a non-local connection that transcends space and time. When you see 1111 and it perfectly reflects what you were just thinking about, that's not your brain creating meaning where there is none. That's the quantum field responding to your focused attention, collapsing probability waves into observable patterns. Synchronicities aren't random, they're quantum. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Because if synchronicities are quantum entanglements becoming visible, then there's a mechanism by which you determine what synchronicities you experience. There's a frequency you broadcast that determines what the universe sends back to you. And that mechanism lives not in your brain, but in your heart. Let's talk about the most revolutionary discovery in biofield science, one that explains why some people seem to live in a constant flow of magical coincidences, while others never see a single sign. Let's go straight to the scientific point that changes everything. Your heart is not just a pump, it's an electromagnetic broadcasting station. In 1991, researchers at the HeartMath Institute in California began measuring something extraordinary. They discovered that the human heart generates the strongest electromagnetic field in the body, approximately 60 times greater in amplitude than the brain's electrical activity, and 5,000 times stronger in magnetic force. And here's the part that shatters conventional biology. This electromagnetic field extends 3 to 4 feet outside your physical body in all directions. It can be detected and measured using squid magnetometers, superconducting quantum interference devices. Dr. Rollin McCraty, Director of Research at HeartMath, documented that this heart field carries information. It's not just electrical noise. When you experience specific emotions, particularly coherent emotions like gratitude, compassion, appreciation, love, your heart rhythm enters a smooth sine wave-like pattern called heart coherence. And when your heart is coherent, something remarkable happens. Your heart field synchronizes your brain waves, your nervous system, your hormones, and even the rhythm of cells throughout your body. But it doesn't stop there. Dr. McCraty's research showed that coherent heart fields can be detected by other people's nervous systems, even when they're not consciously aware of it. This is measurable with electroencephalography, EEG, and heart rate variability, HRV monitors. When one person enters heart coherence, people nearby show synchronized brainwave patterns and improved HRV without any verbal communication, without touch, sometimes without even looking at each other. Now, here are the specific numbers. Heart's electrical field, 60 times stronger than brain. Heart's magnetic field, 5,000 times stronger than brain. Detection distance, measurable up to 3 to 4 feet from body. Coherence frequency, 0. 1 hertz, approximately 6 breaths per minute. Synchronization time, heart coherence synchronizes with others in 30 to 90 seconds. But here's the implication that connects to synchronicities. If your heart generates an electromagnetic field that carries information, and if this field interacts with other electromagnetic fields, including the Earth's magnetic field, other people's biofields, and yes, the quantum field itself, then your emotional state is literally broadcasting a signal into the universe, and the universe is responding to that signal by organizing synchronicities that match your broadcast frequency. Before you think this is pseudoscience, understand this. Your body is 70% water. Water molecules are highly responsive to electromagnetic fields. Dr. Gerald Pollack at the University of Washington discovered that water near biological surfaces forms a fourth phase, structured water, that's influenced by electromagnetic energy. If your thoughts and emotions generate electromagnetic fields, and your body is mostly water, your consciousness is literally restructuring the water molecules in your body with every thought and feeling. You are changing your physical structure with your awareness. And since you're connected to everything through quantum entanglement and electromagnetic fields, you're changing what synchronicities become visible to you. Here's what few people understand. Think of the quantum field as a vast cosmic radio station that's broadcasting thousands of channels simultaneously. Each channel represents a different timeline, a different version of reality, a different set of possible synchronicities. Your heart's electromagnetic field, that's your antenna. And here's the crucial part. The channel you're tuned to depends on your emotional frequency, not your intellectual thoughts. Let me make this visual. Imagine you're driving through the countryside, scanning radio stations. When you're tuned to 98.5 FM, you get classic rock. When you're tuned to 101.3 FM, you get jazz. The classical music station at 105.7 FM has been broadcasting the entire time. You just weren't tuned to that frequency. All the stations exist simultaneously. You don't create the station by tuning to it. You make it audible by matching its frequency. Synchronicities work the same way. When you're broadcasting the frequency of anxiety, you tune into synchronicities that reflect chaos and uncertainty. You notice problems, obstacles, delays. The universe sends you signs that confirm your fears. People, situations, and opportunities that match anxiety appear. When you're broadcasting the frequency of gratitude, you tune into synchronicities that reflect abundance and support. You notice opportunities, helpful people, fortunate timing. The universe sends you signs, that confirm you're on the right path. People, situations, and resources that match gratitude appear when you're broadcasting the frequency of coherence, heart-brain alignment. You tune into the highest probability timeline for your evolution. You notice synchronicities that guide you toward your purpose. The universe sends you specific information through numbers, symbols, encounters. The exact people, knowledge, and opportunities you need arrive precisely when you need them. Here's the application. If you're in a relationship and constantly feeling fear of abandonment, you're broadcasting the frequency of lack of safety. The quantum field responds by collapsing probability waves into synchronicities that match that frequency. Your partner seems distant. You overhear conversations about breakups. You see couples arguing. 1111 appears when you're thinking about leaving. You might think, the universe is warning me this relationship is wrong. But actually, you're creating synchronicities that match your broadcast frequency. Now, if you shift into gratitude for the relationship, appreciation for your partner, and genuine heart coherence, different synchronicities appear. You randomly hear a song about lasting love. A friend tells you about how they worked through a similar fear. You see 222, which represents partnership and balance. Exactly when you're feeling connected, your partner surprises you with exactly what you needed without you saying anything. Same relationship, different frequency, different synchronistic reality. And here's the part that's difficult to accept. You can't fake this with positive thinking. Your heart knows the truth. If you're thinking, I'm grateful while feeling anxious, you're broadcasting anxiety. The quantum field responds to your felt frequency, not your mental affirmations. This is why so many people fail at manifestation. They're trying to tune the radio with their thoughts, but the tuning dial is in their heart. So what's the solution? The answer is heart coherence, the practice of deliberately creating a smooth, harmonious rhythm in your heart that synchronizes your entire system and broadcasts a clear frequency to the quantum field. Here's the exact protocol. Daily heart coherence practice, 15 minutes minimum. Step 1. Create sacred space. 1 minute. Sit comfortably with feet flat on the ground. Turn off notifications, close the door. Place your hand over your heart center. Take 3 deep breaths. Inhale for 4 counts. Hold for 4. Exhale for 6. Hold for 2. Step 2. Shift focus to heart. 2 minutes. Imagine you're breathing through your heart center. Don't force it. Just imagine the breath flowing in and out through the center of your chest. Feel the natural rhythm of your heartbeat. If your mind wanders, gently return attention to your heart. Step 3. Activate a coherent emotion. 5 minutes. Recall a specific memory when you felt genuine appreciation, gratitude, or love. Not a thought about gratitude, an actual feeling of it. Make it specific. The smell of your grandmother's cooking, the moment your child laughed, the feeling of sun on your skin during a perfect day. Let that feeling grow and fill your chest. If it fades, recall the memory again until the feeling returns. Step 4. Expand the field. 3 minutes. Feel your heart's electromagnetic field extending out from your chest. Imagine it as golden light or warm energy radiating 3 feet in all directions. See this field touching everything around you, walls, furniture, the air itself. Know that this coherent field is now broadcasting a clear signal into the quantum field. Step 5. Ask a clear question. 2 minutes. From this coherent state, ask the universe a specific question, not should I do X, but show me the next step towards specific goal. What do I need to know about situation? Send me a clear sign that I'm on the right path. Feel the question as a transmission, not a desperate plea. Step 6. Release and trust. 2 minutes. Let go of attachment to how the answer will come. Trust that the universe is reorganizing synchronicities to deliver your answer. Take 3 final breaths. Open your eyes and go about your day with awareness what to expect. When you first do this exercise, it may feel artificial or forced. Your mind might resist. You might feel nothing. This is normal. Your nervous system has been conditioned for years to operate in stress and survival mode. But if you do this practice consistently for 30 days, every single morning before you look at your phone, you will begin to notice changes. Synchronicities increase in frequency and clarity. You feel a sense of being guided even when you don't understand the path. Anxiety decreases as you trust the process. The right people show up at the right time with increasing regularity. singularity. Now, before you run off to try this, there's something crucial I need to tell you about why most people fail at receiving synchronistic guidance, even when they're in coherence. It has to do with something called energetic noise, and it's blocking 90% of the signs the universe is already sending you. Let's talk about that now. Let's go directly to the scientific discovery that explains why you're missing most of the synchronicities in your life. Your biofield, the electromagnetic field surrounding your body, acts as both a transmitter and a receiver. But when it's full of energetic noise, you become deaf to cosmic guidance. In 1994, Dr. William Tiller, Professor Emeritus at Stanford University, conducted experiments that shocked the scientific community. He took devices that he called intention host devices, essentially circuits programmed with specific intentions, and placed them near containers of water. These devices weren't powered, they weren't connected to anything. They were just circuits that had been imprinted with focused human intention in a deeply meditative state. The result? The pH of the water changed by 1 full unit. Not a little, 1 full unit. That's a change in hydrogen ion concentration by a factor of 10. But here's where it gets extraordinary. After the devices were removed, the room itself maintained the altered state. For weeks afterward, water placed in that same room showed altered pH, as if the space had been programmed by consciousness. Dr. Tiller published these findings in peer-reviewed journals. He demonstrated that human intention creates measurable changes in physical matter and in the electromagnetic properties of space itself. Now, connect this to your daily life. If a single device imprinted with coherent intention can alter the pH of water and charge an entire room, what is your biofield doing to the space around you? When you wake up anxious, scroll social media for an hour, consume news about tragedies, engage in arguments, suppress emotions, and rush through your day in survival mode, your biofield becomes chaotic. It's broadcasting a scrambled signal, like radio static, and just as importantly, it becomes insensitive to incoming signals. Here are the measurable effects of a chaotic biofield. Research by Dr. Valerie Hunt at UCLA, published in Infinite Mind, 1996, used EMG, electromyography sensors, to measure biofield frequencies, coherent biofield, smooth sine waves between 100 to 1600 Hz, chaotic biofield, erratic jagged patterns below 250 Hz. Finding: people with chaotic biofields showed 70% reduction in intuitive accuracy, inability to sense presence of others in a room, decreased synchronicity reports, higher stress hormones, cortisol, adrenaline. Research by HeartMath Institute, a 2015 study, measured heart rate variability, HRV, as proxy for biofield coherence. Participants with low HRV, chaotic biofield, missed 83% of hidden information in testing, could not detect when someone was staring at them from behind, showed no response to future stimuli in presentiment tests. Participants with high HRV, coherent biofield, detected hidden information with 60% accuracy, sensed being stared at with 73% accuracy, showed measurable heart rate changes 4 to 6 seconds before viewing emotional images. Think about what this means. When your biofield is coherent, you can sense future events before they happen in physical reality. You detect information that isn't available through your 5 senses. You feel when you're being observed, even when you can't see the observer. This is the mechanism of synchronicity recognition. But when your biofield is chaotic, filled with unprocessed emotions, stress, digital overstimulation, and energetic debris from other people, you're essentially blind and deaf to guidance. The universe is sending you signs constantly. The synchronicities are already there. You just can't receive them because your antenna is covered in static. And before you think this is just some abstract energy concept, understand, Dr. Gary Schwartz at the University of Arizona used ultra-sensitive photon detection equipment to measure biophoton emissions from human hands, finding healers in coherent states emit 3 3 to 5 times more photons than control subjects, and these photons show organized patterns rather than random emissions. Your body literally emits light when you're in coherence, and that light carries information. When you're in chaos, that light becomes dim and disorganized. Here's what most people don't understand about energetic noise. Think of your biofield like the surface of a pond. When the water is perfectly still, you can see clearly to the bottom. Every pebble, every plant, every fish is visible. When someone throws a single stone into that pond, you see the ripples expand outward. You can track exactly where the stone entered. That clear pond is a coherent biofield. When synchronicities appear, when the universe drops a stone into your awareness, you see it clearly, you feel it distinctly, you recognize it as guidance. Now imagine that same pond during a storm. Wind creates waves in every direction. Rain pounds the surface. Debris floats on top. Someone throws a stone into that pond. You don't see it. You don't hear it. The signal is lost in the noise. That stormy pond is a chaotic biofield. And here's what creates that chaos: digital overstimulation. You wake up and immediately check your phone. You consume 50 different emotional energies before you even leave bed. News, social media, texts, emails, each one is a stone thrown into your pond. Your biofield is already choppy before 7 a.m. Unprocessed emotions. You never fully process anger from yesterday's argument. You suppress anxiety about your finances. You override exhaustion with caffeine. Each suppressed emotion is trapped energy circulating in your biofield, creating interference patterns. Other people's energy. You spend time with someone who's deeply anxious and you absorb their frequency. You work in an environment of competition and stress. You scroll past hundreds of people's anger and fear online. Your biofield becomes contaminated with frequencies that aren't even yours. Lack of grounding. You spend all day in your head, disconnected from your body. You wear rubber-soled shoes that insulate you from Earth's electromagnetic field. You live in buildings made of materials that block natural frequencies. Your biofield loses its connection to the stabilizing resonance of the planet. Now here's the application. Let's say you ask the universe, should I take this new job opportunity? The answer comes as a synchronicity. You overhear someone at a coffee shop talking about how they left a secure job to pursue their passion, and it changed their life. That's your sign. But if your biofield is chaotic, here's what happens. You're so distracted by notifications on your phone that you don't even hear the conversation, or you hear it but dismiss it as just random. Or you interpret it through your fear. They're probably lying. Most people who quit their jobs end up broke. The synchronicity appeared. The universe answered. But your receiver was so full of static that you missed it. And then you say, the universe never sends me signs. No, the universe sends you signs constantly. You're just operating at the wrong frequency to perceive them. Here's the subtle shift that changes everything. The quality of synchronicities you receive is directly proportional to the clarity of your biofield. Cloudy biofield, just vague, confusing, contradictory signs. Clear biofield, precise, undeniable, perfectly timed guidance. It's not that you need to work harder at seeing signs. You need to clear the static so the signs become obvious. So what's the solution? The answer is daily energetic hygiene, treating your biofield with the same care you give your physical body. Here's the complete protocol. Morning energy clearing ritual, 10 minutes. Step 1, grounding, 3 minutes. Before you touch your phone, before you interact with anyone, go outside barefoot if possible. If not, sit with feet flat on the floor, spine straight. Visualize roots growing from the base of your spine and the soles of your feet deep into the earth. Feel the stable, slow frequency of the planet anchoring your field. Breathe. Inhale. Earth's energy up through your roots. Exhale chaos. Down into the ground. Repeat 10 full breath cycles. Step 2. Biofield clearing, 4 minutes. Stand or sit comfortably. Visualize a column of golden light pouring down through the top of your head. See this light filling every cell, every organ, your entire body. Now see it expanding to fill your biofield 3 feet in all directions. This light dissolves channels any energy that isn't yours. Other people's emotions, digital stimulation, environmental stress. Watch it drain down through your feet, like dirty water going down a drain, into the earth where it's neutralized. Repeat until you feel clear. Step 3. Seal your field. 2 minutes. Place both hands over your heart. Set the intention. My biofield is clear, coherent, and protected. I receive only guidance that serves my highest evolution. Visualize a sphere of white or gold light surrounding your entire body, 3 feet in all directions. See this sphere as a filter. Love, wisdom, and synchronicities pass through easily. Chaos, fear, and other people's energy bounce off. Take 3 deep breaths to seal this boundary. Step 4. Set your frequency. 1 minute. Choose one emotion to broadcast today, not multiple emotions. One clear frequency. Examples: gratitude, curiosity, peace, trust, joy. Feel that emotion genuinely in your heart for 30 seconds. This becomes your home frequency for the day. Throughout the day, maintenance clearing. 30 seconds, repeat 3 to 5 times daily. After any stressful interaction, before any important decision, whenever you feel off, take 3 deep breaths. Visualize golden light filling and clearing your field. Return to your chosen frequency. Evening energy review. 5 minutes before sleep. Sit quietly and review your day. Notice what synchronicities appeared, even small ones. Journal them briefly. Release any energy you absorb during the day with the same draining visualization. Go to sleep with a clear field. What to expect? The first few days, you might feel worse. Why? Because you're becoming aware of how much chaos you've been operating in. You'll notice how much you absorb from others. You'll feel overwhelmed by your digital consumption. This discomfort is progress. It means you're developing sensitivity. By week 2, you'll notice synchronicities appear more frequently and are more obvious. You feel when you've absorbed someone else's energy. You naturally avoid people, places, and content that create chaos. Decision-making becomes clearer and faster. By week 4, you'll receive information before you consciously need it. You'll randomly think of people right before they contact you. You'll find yourself in the exact right place at the exact right time repeatedly. Life will feel guided rather than random. Now here's the crucial point most people miss. This practice isn't about protecting yourself from negative energy because you're afraid. It's about maintaining clarity so you can be of service. It's about being a clean channel for cosmic intelligence to flow through. The clearer your field, the more powerful your presence. The more powerful your presence, the more synchronicities appear, not just for you, but through you for others. But before we go deeper into how to decode specific synchronistic symbols, the meaning of numbers, animals, and encounters, there's one more dimension we need to address. Because even with a clear biofield and heart coherence, most people still misinterpret their synchronicities. They see a sign and take the wrong action because they don't understand the difference between a confirmation sign and a redirection sign. Let's decode that now. Let's talk about the scientific framework for understanding synchronistic meaning. Not all synchronicities mean the same thing. Some are confirmations, some are warnings, some are redirections, and your nervous system knows the difference if you're trained to listen. In 2012, Dr. Rollin McCraty and his team at HeartMath conducted a study called Electrophysiological Evidence of Intuition. They showed participants a series of images on a computer screen, some calm, some emotionally arousing. The extraordinary finding: participants' heart rhythms changed 4.8 seconds before they saw emotional images, but showed no change before calm images. Think about what this means. Your heart knew what was coming before your eyes saw it, before your brain processed it, before the image even appeared on the screen. This wasn't a study of 5 or 10 people. This was replicated across multiple trials with statistical significance that ruled out chance. Dr. McCraty called this intuitive intelligence, the capacity of your biofield to perceive information from the future probability field before it collapses into present moment reality. Now connect this to synchronicities. When you're deciding whether to take a new job and you see 444, which typically represents foundation, stability, angels supporting you, your body responds. You might feel expansion in your chest, yes signal, or contraction, tightness, anxiety, no signal. Most people ignore the body and interpret the number intellectually. 444 means good things, so I should definitely take the job. But what if your heart contracted when you saw that number? What if your stomach felt tight? That's your biofield receiving future information. This number appeared to get your attention, but the direction it's pointing is away from this job, not toward it. And the number was a redirection, not a confirmation. Here's the science behind why your body knows. Dr. Stephen Porges' polyvagal theory, developed over 30+ years of research. Your vagus nerve connects your brain to your heart, gut, and every major organ. It processes information about safety, danger 200 milliseconds faster than your conscious mind. It detects subtle environmental cues, micro-expressions, vocal tones, electromagnetic fields that your conscious awareness misses. Your body is processing quantum information that your mind hasn't caught up to yet. Research by Dr. Antonio Damasio, University of Southern California, studied patients with damage to the ventromedial prefrontal cortex, emotion processing center. These patients could logically analyze decisions, but couldn't feel which choice was right. Result, they made terrible life decisions despite having normal intelligence. Finding emotion, felt body signals, isn't a distraction from logic. It's essential data from your intuitive intelligence. When you see a synchronicity and your body responds, that's not just emotion, that's your biofield reading probability waves and communicating through felt sensation. Here are the specific signals to recognize. Yes signal, move toward, expansion in chest, warmth in solar plexus or heart, tingling in hands or crown of head, sense of rightness, peace, excitement, not anxiety excitement, true aligned excitement. Breath deepens naturally. Time seems to slow down. No signal, redirect. Contraction in chest or gut, coldness, heaviness or tightness, nausea or unsettled stomach, sense of pushing, forcing or dread. Breath becomes shallow. Rush to figure it out mentally. Neutral signal, wait for more information. No strong body response, mental confusion, conflicting feelings, should thoughts rather than no feelings. Need for external validation. Here's the key. The feeling matters more than the symbol. A positive synchronicity, like 111 or a rainbow, accompanied by body contraction means stop. A negative synchronicity, like seeing 1313 or a dead animal, accompanied by body expansion, means there's important information here. Pay attention. Here's what most people get wrong about synchronicities. They treat them like fortune cookies, generic messages that can be interpreted any way you want. I saw 1111. That means my manifestation is coming. I saw a red bird. That means my dead grandmother is visiting. I keep meeting people named Sarah. That must mean something, maybe. Or maybe you're projecting meaning onto random patterns because humans are pattern recognition machines. Here's the truth. Synchronicities are a language, not a magic spell. Think of it like learning any language. When you first start learning Spanish, banco sounds like bank, but in Spanish it means bench. Same word, completely different meaning depending on context. Synchronicities work the same way. The number 222 doesn't have one universal meaning. Its meaning depends on when it appeared, what were you thinking, feeling, doing in that moment, where it appeared, physical location, digital space, conversation, dream, how your body responded, expansion or contraction. What question you had asked the universe recently, your personal symbol dictionary. If 222 has appeared before during significant events, your subconscious has assigned it meaning. Let me give you a real-world example. Scenario 1. You've been feeling anxious about whether you should stay in your relationship. You've been praying for a sign. You're driving thinking, should I leave or should I stay? And suddenly the car in front of you has a license plate, 222 XYZ. Your chest expands, you feel warmth, you spontaneously smile. Interpretation, 222, partnership, balance, harmony, plus expansion response. This relationship is meant to be worked on, not abandoned. The universe is saying, find the balance, trust the partnership. Scenario 2, you've been ignoring red flags in a relationship because you don't want to be alone. You keep forcing positivity, You're not asking for a sign, you're avoiding truth. You see 222 on a billboard, your stomach tightens, you feel heavy, you get a flash of anxiety. Interpretation: 222 appeared to get your attention, but your body's contraction is saying, the partnership energy here is out of balance. This is a redirection sign telling you that true partnership requires both people and you're the only one trying. Same number, opposite meanings. Context plus body wisdom, accurate interpretation. Here's the framework for decoding any synchronicity. Step 1. Notice without judgment. That's interesting. I just saw, heard, experienced X. Step 2. Feel your body's response. What sensations arise? Expansion or contraction? Step 3. Recall your recent question. Check focus. What have I been asking the universe? What's been on my mind? Step 4. Look for the obvious connection. Does this symbol, event, encounter directly relate to my question? Step 5. Trust the first intuitive hit. What was my first thought when I noticed this? Not the 50 thoughts that came after. The first flash of knowing. Step 6. Act or wait based on clarity. If the message is clear and my body says yes, I act. If I'm confused, I wait for more information. The universe will send a clearer sign. Most people fail at step 2 and step 5. They override their body wisdom with mental analysis. They dismiss their first intuitive hit and spend hours researching what does 444 mean on Google. The universe doesn't speak through generic angel number interpretations. It speaks through your unique symbol dictionary, learned through your life experiences, communicated through your body's wisdom. So what's the solution? The answer is building your personal synchronicity codebook, a living document that evolves as you develop fluency in the universe's language. Here's the complete practice. Creating your synchronicity journal, ongoing practice, daily documentation of 5 to 10 minutes. Every evening, record the following. 1. Synchronicities noticed today. What appeared? Number, animal, song encountered a coincidence. When it appeared, time during what activity, after what thought, where, location, context, body response, expansion, contraction, neutral, immediate thought, first intuitive interpretation. Example entry: 2:22 p.m. Saw 2:22 on digital clock while thinking about calling mom. Body, warm expansion in heart. First thought, call her now. Action, called her. She said she was just thinking about me and needed support. 2. Question I asked recently: show me whether I should pursue this business opportunity. 3. Pattern recognition. After 30 days, review your journal and look for patterns. Which symbols appear most frequently? Which symbols appear before significant positive events? Which symbols appear before challenges or redirections? Which body sensations reliably indicate accurate guidance? Building your personal symbol dictionary. Create categories. Confirmation symbols. Body expands. Events unfold positively. Example: for me, seeing hawks means I'm on the right path. Every time I've seen a hawk before a major decision and felt expansion, the decision led to growth. Redirection. Symbols. Body contracts followed by obstacles. Example: for me, technology failures. Phone dies, computer crashes. When I'm about to do something mean, stop. When I ignore it, things go wrong. Information symbols. Neutral body, but provides specific data. Example: songs that randomly play with lyrics that directly answer my question are information. The universe is literally speaking through music. Timing symbols indicate when to act. Example: when I see 5:55, change and transition, it means the time is now. When I see 4444, foundation, it means build slowly, not yet time to launch. Near advanced practice. Active synchronicity request. Once you've built coherence and cleared your field, you can actively request synchronicities for specific guidance. The Synchronicity Conversation Protocol, 15 minutes. Step 1. Enter coherence, 5 minutes. Use the heart coherence practice from earlier. Get into a state of genuine appreciation and openness. Step 2. Ask a specific question, 2 minutes. Not vague. What should I do with my life? Specific. Show me within the next 48 hours whether I should accept this job offer or wait for another opportunity. Send me a sign I cannot miss. State the time frame. 24, 72 hours is reasonable. State the form, number, encounter, dream, knowing. Step 3. Define your yes and no signals. 3 minutes. If the answer is yes, accept the job. Show me specific symbol. Example, 3:33 or green lights or someone mentions new beginning. If the answer is no, wait, show me different symbol. Example, 7:27 or red lights or someone mentions patience. You're creating a clear agreement with the universe about how to communicate. Step 4. Release and trust. 2 minutes. Let go completely. Don't obsess or look for signs constantly. Go about your life with awareness, but not attachment. Step 5. Act on the answer. 3 minutes after receiving sign. When the sign appears clearly, honor it. Even if it's not what you wanted to hear, even if it doesn't make logical sense, trust that the universe sees the bigger picture, what to expect. When you first start this practice, you might see signs but doubt them. That's probably just coincidence. Receive mixed signals because your energy is still unclear. Want to cherry-pick signs, only accepting positive ones. This is normal. The universe is teaching you discernment. By week 4 of consistent practice, signs become undeniable. You'll see your requested symbol 3 to 5 times in 24 hours. Body wisdom becomes automatic. You'll instantly know yes, no without thinking. Trust deepens. You'll act on guidance even when it's uncomfortable. By week 12, you'll have conversations with the universe through synchronicities. You'll receive information you didn't even know you needed. Life will feel like a guided dance rather than a struggle. Now, before we move into natural magic and how to amplify synchronicities through lunar cycles and elemental work, I need to tell you about the single biggest mistake people make. Because 90% of people ignore their synchronicities when they don't match their preferred outcome. They ask for guidance, receive it, and then argue with the universe. And that's exactly how you turn off the communication entirely. Let's talk about that now. As I promised earlier, I'm going to reveal the #1 error that prevents 90% of people from receiving accurate synchronistic guidance, even when they're in heart coherence, even when their biofield is clear. And this error is selective listening. You ask the universe for a sign. The universe sends it, but it's not what you wanted to hear, so you dismiss it as not a real sign and keep asking for a different answer. Let me paint you a picture. You're in a relationship that deep down you know isn't right, but you're comfortable, you're afraid of being alone. You've invested 3 years. So you ask the universe, should I stay or should I go? Synchronicities start appearing. You overhear a conversation about someone who left a dead-end relationship and found their soulmate. Your body contracts every time you imagine your future with this person. You keep seeing 727, which for you represents spiritual evolution and endings. A friend randomly mentions, you seem different lately, like you're dimming your light. These are all signs, clear signals. Your body knows. The universe is answering, but you wanted to see 222, partnership, or hear a song about lasting love, or have some magical moment where everything suddenly feels perfect in the relationship. So you dismiss all those signs and ask again, universe, please show me whether I should stay. Give me a clear sign. More signs appear, all pointing toward release and growth, but they're still not what you want to hear. So you go online and Google 222 meaning until you find an interpretation that supports staying. You craft a story. Maybe the universe wants me to work on this relationship, not leave it. Here's what's happening energetically. You're not asking for guidance. You're asking for permission to do what you already want to do. And when you do this repeatedly, ask, receive, ignore, ask again, the universe doesn't keep sending louder signs. It stops answering clearly. Why? Because you've proven that you're not actually listening. You're only accepting information that confirms your bias. So the quantum field stops organizing synchronicities because there's no point. This is why some people say, I used to see 1111 everywhere and now I never see it. It's not that the universe abandoned you. You trained the universe that sending you signs is a waste of energy because you're not going to honor them. Here's the solution. When you ask the universe for guidance, you must be willing to accept any answer, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it challenges your current path, even if it requires massive change. If you're not willing to hear no, don't ask the question. If you're going to do what you want regardless, save your energy and the universe's energy. But if you're genuinely ready for truth, if you're willing to trust that the universe sees the bigger picture, if you can accept that short-term discomfort often leads to long-term alignment, then ask clearly, receive openly, and act courageously. That's the difference between someone who lives in synchronistic flow and someone who lives in repetitive patterns, wondering why manifestation doesn't work for me. Phase 2. Integração dos três pilares. 51 CERN. 54 CERN. Let's integrate everything you've discovered today. First, you learned the science of synchronicity. You discovered that quantum entanglement isn't just a physics curiosity. It's the mechanism by which your consciousness is woven into the fabric of reality. Einstein tried to prove it wrong and failed. Alan Aspect proved it's real. And now you understand that you are quantum entangled with every person, place, and possibility you've ever encountered. Your heart generates an electromagnetic field 5,000 times stronger than your brain. And this field extends 3 feet outside your body, broadcasting your emotional frequency into the quantum field. Dr. Rollin McCraty at HeartMath measured this. Dr. William Tiller at Stanford proved that consciousness alters the physical properties of matter and space. This isn't philosophy, this is physics. Second, you learned the energetics of receptivity. You discovered that your biofield acts as both transmitter and receiver, and when it's chaotic, filled with digital noise, unprocessed emotions, and other people's energy, you become blind and deaf to synchronistic guidance. You learned from Dr. Valerie Hunt's research that chaotic biofields reduce intuitive accuracy by 70%. You now have practical protocols for daily energetic hygiene, grounding, clearing, sealing your field, and maintaining coherence. These aren't spiritual luxuries. They're necessary maintenance for a clear receiving antenna. Third, you learned the practice of interpretation. You discovered that synchronicities are a language, not magic. The meaning of any symbol depends on context, body wisdom, and your personal history. You learned from Dr. Stephen Porges' polyvagal theory that your body processes safety, danger information 200 milliseconds faster than your conscious mind. So your felt response to a synchronicity is more accurate than your mental interpretation. You now have a framework for building your personal synchronicity codebook, documenting patterns and requesting specific guidance through the Synchronicity Conversation Protocol. When you integrate these 3, science, energy, and practice, you're not just getting better at seeing signs. You're becoming a conscious participant in a living, intelligent universe that communicates with you constantly. You shift from feeling random and lost to feeling guided and supported, from anxiety to trust, from confusion to clarity. This is quantum consciousness. This is the natural state of a human being operating at full capacity. Now I want to hear from you. What was the most profound synchronicity you've ever experienced? One that you knew wasn't random. And looking back, do you realize now that you might have missed the actual message because you were interpreting it through fear or wishful thinking? Leave your story in the comments. I read every single one, and I respond personally. Your experience might be exactly what someone else needs to hear to trust their own guidance. And if you start applying the practices from this video, heart coherence, biofield clearing, synchronicity journaling, come back here in 30 days and tell me what changed. Your testimony could inspire thousands of people to begin their own journey. CTA2, join the journey. If this content resonated with you, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Every week, I release new videos that integrate quantum physics, consciousness science, energy medicine, and practical transformation protocols. This is just the beginning of your journey into quantum awareness. There's so much more to explore: timeline shifting, DNA activation, parallel reality navigation, manifestation mechanics, and how to become a deliberate creator rather than a passive observer. You're not here by accident. The fact that you found this video is itself a synchronicity. CTA3, help others awaken. If you know someone who's struggling to understand their signs, who keeps asking, why doesn't manifestation work for me, who feels lost and disconnected from guidance, share this video with them. You might be the synchronicity they needed. Your act of sharing could be the universe working through you to deliver a message to someone who's ready to receive it. The CTA4, deepen your understanding. If you want to go deeper into the science of synchronicity and how quantum entanglement creates your reality, watch the next video that will appear on screen. Quantum entanglement explains why your thoughts create reality. Or check out the complete playlist on quantum manifestation in the description below, where we explore everything from observer effect to timeline jumping to DNA activation through coherence. Remember, you didn't find this video. This video found you. The fact that you watched all the way to the end means something. It means you're ready to stop seeing reality as random chaos and start recognizing it as intelligent communication, ready to stop feeling lost and start trusting the guidance that's always been there. You have within you the capacity to tune into quantum intelligence, to receive information before it manifests in physical reality, to navigate life through synchronistic flow rather than through mental effort and control. This isn't magic, this is physics. This is the natural birthright of a conscious being who understands that you are not separate from the universe. You are the universe experiencing itself, communicating with itself, guiding itself home. Every synchronicity is the universe saying, I see you, I hear you, I'm with you, trust me. So here's my invitation. Stop dismissing the signs. Stop overriding your body wisdom with mental doubt. Stop asking for guidance and then ignoring it when it doesn't match your preference. Start trusting, start listening, start acting on what you receive, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it doesn't make logical sense, even when you can't see the full picture yet. The universe is waiting for you to vibrate at the frequency of trust and coherence. When you do, synchronicities won't just increase, they'll become your primary navigation system, and life will transform from a series of random events you're trying to control into a guided dance you're learning to trust. The portal is open, the frequency is available, the guidance is constant. All you have to do is tune in. Go practice the heart coherence protocol. Clear your biofield daily. Document your synchronicities, request specific guidance, and honor what you receive. And watch as the universe responds with clarity, precision, and perfect timing. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, stay coherent, stay clear, and stay in conversation with the cosmos. The universe is always speaking. The question is, are you listening?